What are the current trends in right-wing religious activism?
Well, religious activism is an increasingly interesting phenomenon because we have witnessed an increasing number of briefs submitted to international courts coming from especially right-wing fundamentalist NGOs. We have also seen an increasing pressure on international bodies such as the UN coming from these kind of organizations to try to influence norm creation and norm interpretation.
What is an example of how these actors have influenced norms?
Well, these actors influence norm both domestically and internationally. In the context of Russia, for example, there has been clearly a great influence coming from American evangelicals in shaping anti-gay and anti-reproductive rights legislation. So, you know, we have new laws in Russia that clearly echo pro-American, pro-life and anti-gay propaganda.
And how have right-wing religious activists transplanted issues into new contexts?
Yes, many issues have been transplanted in contexts that they do not belong to, thanks to religious NGOs. For example, the debate concerning the right to bear arms in Brazil, for example, the debate concerning homeschooling in Europe. All of these are not indigenous issues, so to say, but they have become prominent issues thanks to this kind of activism. This is also a very important issue in the context of Africa, for example. International religious lobbies have been very powerful actors in prompting local elites to enact anti-gay and anti-women laws with very troubling consequences. Uganda, for example, in 2009 adopted an anti-gay law that actually even, you know, going through until death penalty for what they called aggravated homosexuality. I mean, these kind of laws have no place in traditional Africa. How do they do it? Well, you know, they have very well-functioning legal organizations that submit briefs to domestic courts. They work in tandem with local politicians, and they also influence international and regional courts and bodies.